It'll take a while. Alright, let's get started. Hey YouTube, it's Sean, Griffin RC Planes. So, the video before this one was me finding the E-Flite Valiant that had been crashed and totaled and thrown in the trash can. And I brought it home, and it had a receiver that seems to be good so far, and a smart 30 amp speed control, and then just bits and pieces of the plane. I thought about putting it together just to have something to do, just a little fun to show you guys. I don't know, to see how many glue sticks it takes. I don't know. But what we did so far was take the receiver out and put it in my test plane here. And then we downloaded the E-Flite Valiant transmitter profile set up directly from the list in the NX6 radio. So we now have the Valiant in the transmitter. And when we were going through the control surfaces, we noticed that the aliens were backwards. Well, my friend Tom sent me a message and said, hey man, they might not be backwards. It could be how the servos are positioned on the test plane. I said, you know what? You're exactly right, and I didn't even think of that. So we're in luck. We can see how the servos for the flaps and for the aliens were mounted, and we'll compare apples to apples, and let's see if they're mounted like that, or wrong or right, or who knows what. And you know, we also went through the menu of forward programming, and that didn't look right to me. It showed you know, safe setup, and we were able to activate safe on the gear channel, but we didn't see any gains for the AS3X, and there wasn't any other options in the list of forward programming. Like it was, something was weird. So when the plane crashed, was there some kind of short that has messed up the receiver? You know, the power wire was broken right where the battery plug is at, or did the owner of the plane delete it real quick and throw it in the dumpster and maybe unplugged it before it finished deleting, or something is awkward about it. So I say for this video, we'll boot it up again, get you guys focused on the screen of the transmitter. We'll take note of how the servos for the aliens and the flaps are you know, mounted, and which way the control rod is going, and all that. And then we'll look at the wing and or both wings, and we'll just compare. We can't do anything with the rudder and the elevator, but we can definitely do the wings. So hey, without further ado, let's do this. Oh, whoa. And give me a thumbs up, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. That goes a long ways, and that's a good way to support what I do. So if you guys get anything out of this, I would really appreciate that. Okay, hey, let's boot her up. Hang on. If you want to win a jet like this, all you have to do is subscribe. Click the like button and leave a comment. And then ring the bell so you don't miss my next video. At 1,000 subscribers, we gave this jet away. At 5,000, we're going to give another one. I don't know what it is yet. We'll see when that time comes. So hey, subscribe guys. Happy flying. Okay, before we bind it up to the NX6, I'll give you a rundown on how everything is set up here on the demo plane. This is the AR631 receiver that came out of the crashed Valiant. And in channel 1, where you would normally have your electronic speed control plugged in, I have just this servo plugged in, so that when we give it throttle, this little flag will move so we can see that we gave it throttle. And then in channel 2, we have the aliens. And channel 3, we have the elevator. Channel 4 is the rudder. Channel 5 is how the receiver is getting power from this old Futaba 4.8 volt battery pack here that is still good and holds a charge, and I use it quite often. Running through a switch that came out of a Apprentice. And then in channel 6 we have the flaps. So let's get the NX6 over here powered up and In the previous video, we downloaded two separate Valiant profiles, thinking that something could possibly be wrong with them. But now, after Tom brought it to my attention that the servos could be mounted differently, it's like, yep, I missed that part. So you can see we got the E-Flite Valiant 1.3. So here on the monitor, we have the throttle and the flaps on auxiliary 1. And the gear switch is on the gear. And rudder is on rudder. Elevator on elevator. And the aliens are on aliens. So let's get it bound up here. All right, got it turned this way so we can see the control surfaces in action. Let me turn on the receiver again, or the transmitter rather. And now we'll turn on our airplane, our Valiant. And it just did the one dance. So safe select was not enabled and was not being used. And the flaps were definitely set up different on the Valiant, because they don't look right here on the test plane. And when you move the right stick, the ailerons are backwards, the elevator's backwards, and the rudder seems to be correct. So let's get an eagle eye view here on the wing. Let's see what wing I happen to have right here next to me. All right, let's compare. So I've got this wing right here. Left wing, flap, and the alien servo. So let's not mess with the flaps because we're just not going to do that. So let's look here at the aileron servo. So the control rod went this way. So the spline had to be facing that way. And the wire ran down this channel. So my guess is that the servo went in just like so. And the rod was going that way. So then as we flip it over, we can definitely see that Tom was right and that the servo is facing the wrong way. So I was thinking maybe I could, no, let's just, so moving the So when I move the stick to the left, the alien should go up. And it's pushing it backwards. So like this, if it pushed backwards, it'd be lifting it. So Tom, you're right. Since my servos are facing in and they should be facing out, it's very possible that the E-Flite Valiant is still programmed to that receiver. So now let's look at the forward programming menu. All right, so let's look at the forward programming here, and you can kind of see that it looks weird to me. Oh, before that, let me show you one other thing. We're dancing around here. Hang on. Wanted to show you the throttle. I was thinking about the throttle cut so that we could access forward programming. So when I give it the throttle, our little blue flag moves. So it's just like a plane. All right, so throttle cut. And let's go into the forward programming. And it says gyro settings. And then it goes straight to safe select. On my Night Timber X and my E-Flite Extra 300 3D, my third one, those are the only two planes that I have with smart receivers. And in forward programming on both of them, it doesn't look anything like this. Like when you first get to forward programming, you would see a couple different choices. You would have the option to erase the receiver, and you would see the AS3X gains, and then you would have the option for the safe select. And I see here that the software is 2.38 05, I believe. Let's see if it needs an update. Hang on. All right, here on my laptop real quick, my AR631 has a update as early as June 6, 2023. So most likely the one right now that came from the Valiant needs an update as well. And you can see that the version previously was a 2.38.5, and that's what our 631 has in it right this second. So it needs an update, but that still doesn't mean, or doesn't explain why the forward programming menu looks different. Well, I really don't know what to say, but what we can say is that the receiver found in the trash can so far seems to be working, and I'll do a video on updating it and registering it to me and all that stuff, so you guys can see that. We also, somebody asked a question about how to change the temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius, and I said I don't really know. So let's figure that out real quick. Let me plug in a electric speed control and a battery. Hang tight. All right, so I've got an Avian 60 amp speed control right here, and I unplugged the little servo, and I unplugged the power coming from the battery. So let's power on our transmitter again. This way we'll see the telemetry data for the speed control, and we'll see the temperatures and see if we can answer that person's question. So now we're powering on our airplane with a battery pack. All right, we'll see if we have any throttle, which we do, and throttle cut. And then let's go into the forward programming menu now and raise you guys up a little bit. Well, we'll do this first. We'll not forward programming, the telemetry, Sean. I'm all over the map, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. It's fun, isn't it? Auto configure it one last time here and see what it shows on the screen, if it shows Fahrenheit or Celsius. All right, so it's showing Fahrenheit. So the person asked how to change it to Celsius or vice versa. So we went into the telemetry menu, and we need to change the temperature, which would be coming from the Smart ESC. So let's start there. 2 clicks on that guy. I'm trying to figure this out with you guys. But we need to get to the temperature somehow. The temperature. The smart batteries have temperature also. Let me tinker with this for a second. Hang on. All right, so how to change your telemetry temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So we need to go to the telemetry screen in the transmitter, and then we need to get down here to settings, and then we need to go to units. Right now it's on US, and the next setting is metric, and then we'll just back out and back out and back out, and then we'll see what our temperature is now. Now we got Celsius. What a huge difference. So for those of you across the pond from me, it's like 70 something degrees inside my house, and now it says 27 Celsius. Wowzers. So back to the telemetry. And we'll go down here to settings and units is now US. And we'll back out and let's see what the temperature is. It's 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit and 84.2. So that is how you change the from Fahrenheit to Celsius, is in the telemetry screen, down to settings and units. Right now it's in US. Click it and it changes to metric, and then back out. So that's how you do that. So I hope that helps the person out that answers or to ask that question. All right, guys. So hey, thanks to Tom that the alien servos are definitely backwards, and we'll do a video soon on updating the AR631, because I know Marty in Canada wants to see how that's done, and then we'll register it and we'll update it. And it's possible that the person that crashed the plane has the receiver registered, and then we'll have to go through the process of getting it unregistered, which I'll show you guys that process too. And we'll do all kinds of stuff with it. So what I found in the trash can is good for you and for me. So hey, that'd be cool if the person that owned this and put the plane in the trash can is watching my videos. Hey there. Hey, thank you. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, Tom. And everybody have a fantastic week. Until next time, you'll see me here.